Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Bled Film Festival 2017. I'm glad that you came here and that you participate on this event. The hall is not full, but I think there's much more people enjoying water by the lake or even swimming in the lake. So we are gathering here the people who are responsible that this lake and our rivers will remain clear and for many years will be good for our visitors and for our tourists. Bled Film Festival has been operating since 2014 when one of the organizers met with Mr. Mitja Britzel from the Ministry of Environment and Spatial Planning of Slovenia, and the debate appealed to the idea of awarding the most advanced companies and individuals. And then Bled Water Festival started looking for the most innovative companies, revolutionary products, innovative services, solutions in the field of water and anything related with water. To find together the best examples, reward them and start a new crowded good of our better life that could improve the economy, raise the economy, which means to create a new era of a development of the water. With Mr. Blitzer, we quickly agreed the manner, and in last year we awarded with prize and companies with Slovenia, responsible to water. The award went to Luka Koper, Municipality of Koper, and Škocjan Bay, as an example of good practice, or as they specified, the implementation of the agreement significantly contributes to the improvement of the quality of the life in the coastal area. The agreement enriched the urban environment and the part of the coastal habitat. It's an example of the planning and implementation that can be a role model to coastal planners in European Union and globally. So after grading those awards, Bled Water Festival was recognized as an institution that could improve these impacts to preserve clean water, and the neighboring country joined to an expert board which is set together by Ms. Elizabeta Kos, Assistant Minister of Ministry of Environment and Energy of Croatia, Ms. Natasha Milic, Acting Director of Water Directorate, Ministry of Agriculture and Environment Protection of Serbia, Mr. Andrej Hren, General Secretary of Slovenian Business Association of Carinthia, Slowenische Wirtschaftsverband Kärnten, and of course we must thank also to Mr. Michael Jožef Toman, Vice Dean of Biology and Biotechnical Faculty, University of Ljubljana, which stand by us and is involved as an expert and as a member of an honorary committee along with Mr. Dr. Janez Potočnik. This our responsibility to the water spread into neighboring Austria, Croatia, and Serbia. Those three individuals which help our non-profit organizations spend a lot of time, and they involve a lot of their knowledge in many projects. So we hope that next year this committee will get brighter and many other countries will join to this initiative. But now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to ask the members and the important people for this project, Ms. Elizabeta Kos, Natasha Milic, Mitja Britzel, Andrej Hren, and Michael Jožef Toman to stand up, and that we award them with a warm applause for their time and also their expertise that they invested into this project. In addition to experts, we have some filmmakers with us through which we communicate the content of water. also to the non-expert public. So the president of this committee is Mr. Rade Šerbedžija, and members of committee Nikola Kojo, Dunja Klemens, Čedomir Kolar, and Mr. Boris Kavaca. Maybe some of them will join us tomorrow for the award presentation in the evening. And now I would like to ask Mayor of Community Bled, Mr. Janez Pfeiffer, to come to the stage and say a few words to our guests.
It means welcome, as you all know, probably we all understand, even if I would speak Slovene, but it was said to speak in English. I really wish you a very warm welcome here to Lake Bled. It is hard to find a place more appropriate for a conference, for a meeting like this. And we were observing with pleasure the development before the film festival, but we came to a conclusion that the topic is much more than the films. And I'm very thankful to members of our government, especially to my schoolmate, student mate, Mitya, to bring this meeting here to Bled on the scientific, not only on glamorous level. Lake Bled is not a very big lake, 144 hectares, millions of interests. Lakes, as all the waters, are a state domain, but basically if something is wrong, it's the fault of municipality. We know it always. But anyway, I'm still happy that all accesses to water in this country are free. That is one of the rare lakes, especially in this alpine region, where you can walk around the lake, on the lake. It's a great, great privilege. You can have beautiful lakes all around, you can buy a beautiful postcard, but you can't touch the water if you don't stay at the place and pay, of course. So we still guarantee this basic right to touch, to enjoy, to swim in the most crystal water one can imagine. They state the situation of the quality is stable. There used to be 13 little streams coming to the lake, but something like 40 years ago, they put them in a tube and they don't dare to flow into the lake anymore. And it's a great fight with some authorities to get these old streams back to where they belong. But they say in the meantime, they became too polluted, which is not completely true and not even proven. All this goes to our cleansing plant, and about 150,000 euros costs are raising, which we have to pay. So I hope that this meeting, and meeting the right people with the right people, will also solve a few problems for Bled. We have sport, a lot of demand for sport here. It's the rowing, one of the rowing capitals of the world, 4 world championships, only Luzern, the same number. It's tourists, of course. We have a flood of Far Eastern tourists now. We never had so many guests. We now really think slowly how to make the numbers a bit shorter, a bit smaller. We have fishermen who think they are a class by themselves and so on. It's really very hard to combine all the interests on the Slovenian icon. Anyway, you have a picture of Slovenia. Normally it is Lake Bled with the island, the only island we have. And I would like to say to all of you, especially who have some power to decide in this country, to take it even more seriously as far as now, to help us to equalize these interests. So we all have something of this lake, but no one really exploits this to the level that it could be not in favor of the lake itself. I wish this conference would come to some good conclusions of good use of water. We still have clean water. This is the main richness of Slovenia, and I hope we will have state officials strong enough not to allow to sell it, because that's the last thing we really possess. So wishing you a very good conference, and welcome back to Bled, not only at this time. Enjoy, just have a walk around and meet each other and talk to each other, because as we know, it is much better, much more worth to know some people, to know someone than what you know yourself. It can help us all. Bled is a place to make peace and to enjoy good company and nice nature and fabulous heritage. Thank you once again, and really welcome, and welcome another time next year too. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And now I would like to invite many times awarded theater, television, and movie actor, Mr. Demeter Bittens, to the stage. Mr. Bittens played in many movies that we watched in television and also in cinemas, and those who like to go to the theater, they know his activities very well. Step by step.
I speak in Slovenian. Voda. Voda. Stari Grki, 3000 let nazaj, njihova kultura in njihova civilizacija, ki ne še danes obvladuje, njihova filozofija, ki še danes živi svojo modrostjo. Oni so za vrhovnega stvaritelja zemlje, za Boga nad bogovi, poimenoval okeanus, ocean, voda. Danes, v 21. stoletju, pošiljamo sonde, osvajamo vsemirje, pošiljamo sonde, da raziskujejo zvezde, planete, da iščejo, a se kje zasledi sled, da je tam obstojala voda. Če je tam bila voda, je bilo življenje, kajti voda je življenje, brez vode življenja ni. In tega se mislim v našem prosvetljenem 21. stoletju se premalo zavedamo. Da je Bled, majčken, izbran za središče tega družba, tega združenja, ki brani pravice vode, ni naključje. Veste, Bled ni samo voda v jezeru. Bled obkrožijo dve reke, Radovna in pa Sava, čiste kot biser. Kaj se Savo zgodi, ko se pri Beogradu zliva v Donavo, vemo vsi. Uničujemo vodo. In to je treba preprečiti. Ni zastonj moj davni kolega 40 let nazaj, Rade Šerbedžija, predsednik tega združenja, eden iz glavnih organizatorjev, združil simpozij o vodi s filmom o vodi. Kajti film je še zmeraj tista najbolj živa institucija, ki prodira preko televizije vsako družino. Treba je te filme plasirati, treba je govoriti, kaj delamo z vodo, kako se mi uničujemo. Veste, veliki pesnik, mislec, morda zadnji polihistor 19. stoletja, Johann Wolfgang Goethe, je rekel, dass du nicht enden kannst, mach dich groß. In vi ne smete nehati. Bodite, postanite veliki, glasni. Ta festival si vrdil 4 leta nazaj. Kot dojenček. Dojenček hodi po vseh 4 in joka in se cmeri. Danes ta festival stoji trdno na svojih nogah. On ne joče več, ampak vpije v svet, čuvajte vodo. In lepo se mi zdi danes, ko sem prišel ne po rdeči protikolarni progi, ampak po preprogi svetlo-plave barve vode, in gospod župan ima zeleno kravato. To je simbol naše narave. Zelenje in voda. Hvala lepa.
So I try to take a short translation of this speech. Water. More than 3,000 years ago, the Greeks named their main god Oceanus, so water. And later on in the 21st century, we are spending billions and billions of dollars and euros to send sondes into the space to find water. Because there was water, there's also life. So we have to be aware of importance of water for our life. And it's not just coincidence that Bled is the place where this conference takes place, this festival, because Bled doesn't have just water in the lake, but it's also surrounded with two rivers, River Radovna and River Sava, which both on the source are very clear. But then when Sava joins to Danube, we know how it looks like and what we are doing with this water. So we must be aware to protect it and to keep it clean. And he's very glad that his very good friend Rade Šerbedžija also is a part of this Bled Water Festival, and that here we can also participate to preserve our waters clean. And then also what the big German poet Goethe said, don't finish, so you don't stop, keep on going. And this Bled Water Festival started in 2014 as a little baby, and now it's growing and it's going to go further. So keep your energy and try to continue with this conference and with preserving water in this area. And next, thank you, Mr. Bittens. And next, I would like to invite Mr. Mitja Britzel from the Ministry of Environment and Spatial Planning of Slovenia.
Dobar dan, lep pozdrav v imenu Mednarodne komisije za porečje reke Save. Res iskrena hvala vsem vam, da ste tu z nami ob rednem zasedanju naše komisije, ki skrbi za najlepše porečje med Alpami in Donavo, in tukaj s vami smo zato, da naredimo to zgodbo še lepše. Lepšo za kakovost življenja, v kateri je gospod Dimitrij Bittens zelo jasno povedal, je lahko samo skupaj z našo vodo, ki je vir življenja, vir kakovostnega življenja, in če kje se to občuti najbolje na Bledu in ob celi Savi od tu do Donave. Zato delamo skupaj z vami načrt, ki je obetaven in ki ima zelo konkretne produkte. O tem smo govorili, in s temi skupnimi izdelki gremo naprej tudi z Evropsko komisijo in z Svetovno banko, zato da bomo še bolj naredili zeleno infrastrukturo, ki jo nam nudi reka Sava in porečje Save, skupaj z vami za nova zelena delovna mesta, za nova razvoju, v času primeren razvoj, za kakovost, ki jo nudi povezava kolesarskih poti z čolnarjenjem, z uživanjem reke in predvsem za nova tudi zelena delovna mesta, ki jih mlade generacije potrebujejo. S tem bi jaz predal tudi, bi rekel, kar bo naslednja točka, pravzaprav to naše skupno delo sosednji oziroma savski državi, ki prihaja na pravzaprav predsedovanje, prevzema predsedovanje. Slovenija, Hrvaška, Bosna in Herzegovina in Srbija so 4 države v tej komisiji. Težko pričakujemo, da se nam pridruži tudi Črna Gora, in mislim, da skupaj res lahko pokažemo, da zmoremo tisto, kar je danes največja kakovost tudi za turistične destinacije, kakovostno vodno okolje in kakovostna kvaliteta življenja, ki je ob skupni mednarodni reki. Zato se vam zahvaljujem in sem zelo vesel, da so z nami danes tudi predstavniki mlade generacije, predstavniki mladega parlamenta mladih porečja Save, ki nam bodo tudi povedali, jaz bom rekel, zelo pomembno zgodbo.
Thank you, Mr. Britzel. And now I would like to invite in front of our microphone Mr. Gregor Sluga from Slovenian Environmental Agency.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not a professional actor or professional politics, so I will be more boring, I suppose. It's my pleasure to address you on behalf of Slovenian Environment Agency at this occasion at Bled Water Festival. The Republic of Slovenia is very much aware of the need to regional cooperation to improve joint capacity in disaster risk reduction and also efficient water management. Therefore, Slovenian Environmental Agency is deeply involved in regional activities in Sava River Basin and in the wider region of southeastern Europe. By hosting the Draft Management Center of Southeastern Europe, we contribute to the reduction of negative impacts of one water extreme, and on the other side, from the very beginning, we also strongly support the initiative of the International Sava River Basin Commission for setting up a joint flood forecasting and warning system for the entire river basin. The importance of such regional system is well recognized and supported by all beneficiary countries, and Slovenian Environmental Agency invested expert knowledge and infrastructure for setting up the system and proudly host the system in its pre-operational phase. We are aware that successful implementation of the flood forecasting and warning system for the Sava River Basin will reduce flood risk and therefore contribute to the protection of life and property. That's why we are willing to host and evolve the system in the future. Thank you.
And now I would like to invite Mr. Dragan Zelko, the Secretary General of the Sava Basin Commission.
Ladies and gentlemen, firstly, I would like to express my appreciation for the opportunity to take part in this extraordinary event and deliver a short presentation on the International Sava River Basin Commission. As you may already know, the Sava Commission is a body which coordinates the implementation of the framework agreement on the Sava River Basin, which is in force since 2004, and by which 4 riparian countries and the parties to the framework agreement, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, Serbia and Slovenia, have agreed to work together for achieving the key objective of the cooperation, which is sustainable development of the region. I would also like the specific goals of the agreements, which are establishment of an international regime of navigation, establishment of sustainable water management, and also prevention and limitation of hazard. So it could be from floods, droughts, ice accidents, and so on. And probably it's worth to mention that there is one peculiarity of the Sava Commission. The Sava Commission is the only European basin organization which deals with river basin management and navigation, and thus providing to the Commission the broadest scope of work among similar European bodies. And now I would like to emphasize just several selected accomplishments in the implementation of the framework agreement for now almost 12 years of the functioning of the Sava Commission. And firstly, I would like to emphasize development of the joint, at first, and joint Sava River Basin Management Plan, also establishment of functional Sava geographic and Sava hydrologic information system, which enable efficient data and information exchange in the basin. Also, probably it's worth to mention how joint body could support joint activities, and I would like to mention also the preparation of the hydrologic model for the entire Sava River Basin, which would for sure would not be possible without a joint body like the Sava Commission. Also, there are some improvement of accident emergency warning system in the basin, and regarding navigation, there is a restoration marking system of Sava River Basin and establishment on river information services. As a current activities, I would like to mention the following. We are currently in the process of implementing very important activities in the field of flood protection. So the first is preparation of the first joint flood risk management plan in line with the requirements of EU Floods Directive, and also already Mr. Sluga mentioned very important joint activities, which is establishing of Sava flood forecasting warning system. And just yesterday and today, experts from all Sava countries gathered in Ljubljana to test the second pre-release of the system, and operational version is expected next year. These two activities will highly contribute to reducing the risk associated with occurrence of floods. We are also in the process of upgrade of the first Sava River Basin management plan, and just this morning at the 46th session of the Sava Commission, which was held here, the second Sava River Basin analysis has been approved as one important steps toward the upgrade of the plan or preparation of a new plan. And as I already mentioned, sustainable development is a key objective of cooperation of the Sava countries. In this regard, the Commission also discussed so-called joint plan of actions for the Sava River Basin, which is a document which outlines the path towards further development of the region. In policy terms, it presents a follow-up activity of the 6th meeting of the parties to the framework agreement, which was held in Belgrade on 1st June last year, and an intended contribution of the Sava Commission to the high-level meeting of Western Balkan countries, which is scheduled for 12th of July in Trieste. It for sure contributes to the efforts of the parties to the framework agreement and Montenegro, which is sharing the basin, to ensure sustainable economic development and growth in the Sava River Basin. We aim to serve as a catalyst for enhancement of the cooperation in the region. Therefore, the aim of joint plan of action is to develop a framework that would enable close links between the overall improvement of environment and the social economical status of the Sava River Basin region that will go hand in hand with the implementation of measures of broad interest for all countries sharing the basin. And other important achievement of this morning session of the Sava Commission is establishment of the task group for development of sustainable tourism in the Sava River Basin. So far, the Sava Commission has implemented a number of activities related to development of nautical, recreational, eco-tourism, and I believe that today's signing of the joint statement on regional cooperation and development of sustainable tourism provides for new opportunities for economic development in the basin. Sava Commission will provide necessary support to further related activities. And at the end of my address, I would like to remind all of us on the 1st of June, the Sava Day, which is officially pronounced in 2007, aiming to promote exceptional ecological values and economic potential in the basin, as well as raising the awareness of the need for cross-border cooperation in the basin. Since then, the Sava Day is marked every year by a series of activities of the Sava countries. We in the Commission are especially pleased to organize already traditional youth parliament it is an appropriate forum which main goal is to intensify cooperation between secondary school students in the Sava River Basin, strengthening the awareness of the young population from the Sava countries on the outstanding ecological values and potential of the Sava. This year, the 6th Youth Parliament was organized in Belgrade on the 2nd and 3rd of June with participation of 9 schools from the region. The main topic of the parliament this year was impact of climate change on the life in the Sava River Basin. And it is my great pleasure to have representatives of the parliament today with us and look forward to hear their findings, results and conclusions of the parliament. Well, at the end, I wish you a very successful festival and pleasant stay in this beautiful place. Thank you for your attention.
As Mr. Zelko mentioned, we also have here one of the members of Youth Parliament, Sava River Basin. So I would like to ask Mr. Tim Kiseljak to come to the stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my great pleasure to be able to represent this year's Sava Youth Parliament. When my classmates and I signed up for the Sava River Basin competition, we never imagined we'd get quite as far as we did. To my great pleasure, our project landed us a place among the 2 winning teams from Slovenia and enabled us to participate in the 6th Youth Sava Parliament, which was this year held in Belgrade, Serbia. The whole experience at first seems somewhat intimidating, but for we'd never taken part in such an event before, but we quickly got the hang of it. The first activity upon our arrival was a transfer by boat to Veliko Ratno Ostrvo, which is a river island on the Danube River in Belgrade. We would first enjoy tasty sweets, followed by a welcome ceremony and introduction of participants from Serbia, Bosnia, Croatia, and of course Slovenia. We also received a presentation of the Parliament program, followed by a guided tour of the island, where my classmates and I paid particularly special attention to the talk about invasive alien plant species on the island, which is practically overrun by them. After we returned from the island, we were transported to the Hotel Palace, which is a 4-star hotel in Belgrade, where we'd reside and work for the remainder of that meeting. We were given a presentation of the beautiful city that is Belgrade, its most famous sites and landmarks, and of course, just a part of its rich and beautiful history. On the next day, we, the Youth Parliament representatives, selected a committee that would appoint a new presidency, which is comprised of the president from the host country and 1 representative from each other country. This was followed by each school participating, representing their unique work. Our school focused on awareness regarding climate change among the pupils and how the environment can be assisted through the clever use of eco-remediations, which is our school's expertise. After the presentations were given, we were asked to form mixed groups that would work each on a separate issue about the Sava River Basin. My group discussed with an expert the various actions we can perform in the environment to help mitigate the consequences of global warming, which appears to be an increasingly damaging and imminent issue for our society. After 2 hours, each group presented their work to the others. The working day was then concluded by a draft of key messages and conclusions from the meeting. Our last activity was a short walk through the center of Belgrade, guided by students of Turističko-ugostiteljska škola Beograd, where we could see in person the heart of this lively city and its many landmarks. All in all, I believe the event was an amazing experience, binding together various vastly unique nations in pursuit of a common goal, and it shows that if we work together, we can resolve many of the world's issues. It is my humble opinion that there ought to be as much, if not more, of such cooperation in the future, and I have no doubt that there will be. I would now like to invite you to watch a clip of the highlights from the 6th Sava Youth Parliament, which was prepared by one of the participant students. And then you're also welcome to see the models of the Sava River that are the work of students from Slovenia and Croatia. Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. Stay here and we will watch this clip together. Čakaj, Tim. Tim, kar počakaj tukaj. I would like to call to the stage Mr. Mitja Britzel to say maybe a few words about the participant of this youth parliament.
Kaj ne rečem, v slovenskem oziroma savskem jeziku čestitke, stvarno to je ono što želimo, to je ono što trebamo. Budućnost, prihodnost je v rokah generacije, ki razume vodo, ki jo ceni in ki jo prepoznava svojo odgovornost, da bo življenje ob skupni reki, mednarodni reki v porečju Save boljše. In še enkrat čestitke v imenu Mednarodne komisije za Savski bazen za ta izdelek in to aktivnost. Res iz vsega srca. Hvala.
So thank you, Tim. Mr. Britzel, you can stay on the stage because now, ladies and gentlemen, we will be witness of the big moment. So we have we have here the president of Sava River Basin Commission, and now I would like to invite Mr. Igor Pejic, the secretary of the Ministry of Communication and Transport of Bosnia and Herzegovina, because the presidency of Slovenia is now going towards the end, and we will here give the presidency to Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Evo, gospod, dragi kolega iz Bosne in Hercegovine, gospod Pejic je tisti, ki prevzema naše plodove skupnega sodelovanja vseh štirih držav za odgovorno vodenje in še izboljšanje rezultatov v naslednjih 3 letih. Ponosni smo, kar je že najbolje pokazal gospod izvršni sekretar, za izdelki, ki so naši skupni, in za generacijo, ki je za nami, generacijo parlamenta mladih, in z velikim, res velikim veseljem in upanjem predajam slovensko predsedovanje v roke predsedovanja Bosne in Hercegovine tudi z formalnim aktom. To je Bled Festival poslanica, kjer predajamo z vso odgovornostjo v roke tudi mandat za naslednje 3-letno obdobje Bosni in Herzegovini, da vode ostanejo take kvalitete oziroma se izboljšajo še v naslednjem obdobju spet za večjo kvaliteto življenja nas, ki tu ob skupni reki živimo. Evo, vse najboljše. Hvala.
And the second act, you know that water is worth more than gold. We could live without gold, but we can't live without water. And here in this bottle we have joined the Sava River water with some gold leaves, so just to...
Voda je zlato, ne, za razvoj in tukaj je simbolno tudi zlati delci, ki so tudi sicer v vodi. Tukaj je nekaj več in za ljubosumno čuvanje in ravnanje tudi v roke novemu predsedniku. Hvala. In samo še, izvolite.
Dear participant, respected Mr. Brissel, first let me thank you, Mr. Brissel, for successful chairing of the Sava Commission during the past 3 years. Over the time, the Sava Commission has achieved a number of significant results in the implementation of the framework agreement on the Sava River Basin in various aspects of integrated water management, as stated before. All this proves the fact of the Sava River being a connecting and moving force. Bosnia and Herzegovina had the honor of being the first to chair the Sava Commission. Together with the newly established Secretariat, we will actively involved in the initial activity in the Sava Commission, as well in shaping the recognizable image the Commission present today. It has not always been an easy task, but we have succeeded in achieving what we have now, a respectable international organization, the result of which are recognized far beyond the borders of the Sava states. By resuming the presidency of the Sava Commission from the Slovenia, Bosnia and Herzegovina is about to begin a new cycle. In 3 years' time, when I passed the presidency to the Republic of Croatia, I believe that we will have a pleasure to review the achievements made and proud of them, just as we are now. Thank you, Mr. Brissel, on this battle, which is seen as a symbol of our Sava River. I look forward to chairing the Sava Commission and new challenges laying ahead. I commit myself to making every effort during my chairmanship to ensure that this water you've given me remains as clear as now. Thank you. Thank you.
Just one word more. I would like to, we do have here with us very welcome also to our dear friend, Ms. Helen from International Commission for the from the International Commission for Protection Danube River. This is the regional framework where the Sava River Basin is a sub-regional catchment. And we are very proud that in the numbers of events of the celebrating in June in Sava, as a Sava Day, 1st of June, it's this celebration also in this June month. So this is contribution, Sava contribution countries to the Danube Day, which we celebrate on 30th of June, as a contribution from the Sava River Basin to the whole Danube Basin, and this is what we would like to demonstrate in such a way, the synergy among two river basins to contribute with the very concrete products, with the energy of the younger generation to, of course, take it over. Thank you very much, ICPDR, that you are with us and you will pass this message to the other family of the Danube countries that we are together with them. Thank you very much. And this is really very last. This is for the executive secretary of the International Commission for Sava River Basin. This is a book, very little book, named River and Man, called Sava, and this is from 1991. And it's quite interesting because this is what I wrote in 1991, and it was my master's degree in very small book for the public relation dimension, let's say, of this work. And it was and it's still my inspiration how to go forward. And this is, I would say, this my gift to the Secretariat to, of course, use for the, let's say, future and a little bit how it was in the past. Thank you very much.
Mitja, thank you for the book, and now I will take this opportunity also to thank you for a very successful chairing of the Sava Commission for the last 3 years. Thank you again.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, gentlemen. But this is not the last act on our stage. This belongs to you. Yes. On our stage now, the document called the Joint Statement on Regional Cooperation and Development of Sustainable Tourism in the River Sava Basin will be signed on this stage. So I would like to invite the representative of Bosnia and Herzegovina, Ms. Brankica Pandurevic, Assistant Minister on the Ministry of Foreign Trade and Economic Relations in Bosnia and Herzegovina, to the stage.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to greet you on behalf of Ministry of Foreign Trade Economic Relations of Bosnia and Herzegovina, Minister Šarović, and entire Bosnia and Herzegovina tourism sector. It is my great pleasure to be here today where our 4 countries will make a significant steps towards improving tourism in the Sava River Basin. In particular, I would like to thank the representatives of the Sava Commission who have initiated this idea that the tourist sector, beside transport and water sector, becomes one of the key sectors for development Sava River Basin. The Sava River Basin represents a unique ecosystem with high biodiversity, providing habitat for the most diverse fauna and flora. In the Sava River Basin occur 167 protected areas, including Natura 2000 sites and 4 wetlands and of international importance, so-called Ramsar sites. Wetlands play an important role in the regulation of global climate change and in reducing a destructive nature of flooding. At the same time, wetlands offer a wide range of opportunities for tourism and recreation and could generate considerable income. To make the best use of potential of this area, it is necessary to improve infrastructure, to improve the tourism offer, and to protect the natural and cultural heritage. A common regional cooperation is needed in order to create an ambience for the development of sustainable tourism. Under the leadership of the Sava Commission, 4 countries of this region can achieve this. Cooperation in the field of tourism in the Sava region is very important for Bosnia and Herzegovina, bearing in mind that of the total territory of the Sava Basin, Bosnia and Herzegovina participated with 39%. Bosnia and Herzegovina is faced with numerous challenges, especially the challenges with high rate of unemployment. The regional cooperation with the framework of the Sava Commission will improve tourism, which is a labor-intensive sector. Exchange knowledge and experience with the countries of the Sava Basin, especially with EU countries, Croatia and Slovenia, will help the process of accession Bosnia and Herzegovina to the European Union. We believe that the signing of joint declaration on regional cooperation will be initial step for implementation, joint project and development of sustainable river tourism in the Sava River Basin area. Thank you.
Thank you. There's a sign written on the table, so you can take a place. And now I would like to invite the representative of Croatia, Mr. Frano Matušić, State Secretary on the Ministry of Tourism and of the Republic of Croatia.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Distinguished guests, respective state secretaries, assistant ministers, allow me to greet all of you on behalf of the Croatian Ministry of Tourism and myself. Croatia recognizes the far-reaching strategic implications and importance attached to the sustainable development of all countries of the Sava River Basin. We acknowledge the efforts invested so far and welcome the initiative by the International Sava River Basin Commission for the development of sustainable tourism in the Sava River Basin as a valuable contribution to the enhancement of regional cooperation in this field of mutual interest. Signing a joint statement is very important for all future cross-border projects, applying for financial support as well as for tourism valorization of natural heritage and Sava River itself. The Croatian Ministry of Tourism has been cooperating very successfully with the International Sava River Basin Commission for many years now. This year we mark the 10th anniversary of the project Our Beautiful Sava. In 2013 we participated in creation of the guidelines for ecotourism in the Sava River Basin. We are a partner in the Danube Vets Eco Tour project, which has just applied for the Danube program. Interreg funds and are also extended our cooperation in the Sava Bike Routes project. Tourism has a great potential for transforming today's world into a world of prosperity and benefit for all, especially as it represents one of the fastest growing segments of global economy. By correctly applying policies, we can contribute to the gender equality, preservation of the environment and cultural heritage, creation of job opportunities, especially for vulnerable groups, stimulation of economic growth with the aim of reducing poverty, gaining mutual respect and developing cultural understanding. Importance of tourism in this matter was also recognized by the United Nations General Assembly, which declared this year, 2017, as the International Year of Sustainable Tourism for Development. Environmental issues and environmental responsibility are the most current issues for now and for the future. Tourism as an industry both heavily relies on and influences the quality of the environment, so it will need to more intensively implement environmentally sound green concepts, both at the level of individual service providers and of entire destinations. The beauty of the scenery and the preservation of ecology are key elements of Croatia's tourist offer that we emphasize and consider as most competitive. It is therefore extremely important for us to continue to grow Croatia's tourism offer by continuing the protection of the environment, preservation of the quality of natural resources, and its responsible and sustainable management. It is our responsibility to put environmental protection into practice for any future project. Also, one of the main goals of our strategy is that by 2020 we shall create a foundation for intensifying development in our continental regions. This initiative gives us an opportunity to create even more competitive tourism offers together and connect them. I'm certain that this regional cooperation will result in further successful development and promotion of the tourism sector in all participating countries and serve as a platform for future partnerships. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you. And now I would like to invite the representative of Slovenia, Ms. Eva Strauss-Podlogar, State Secretary on the Ministry of Economic Development and Technology of the Republic of Slovenia. So I have to apologize, Ms. Eva Strauss-Podlogar is not present, but please.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, I must first apologize, Miss Eva Strauss-Podlogar. She is in airport in Vienna. And I must apologize, Mr. Počivalšek, our minister, he is in Kazakhstan. So it's a great pleasure and honor for me to welcome you here in Bled in this moment when we will sign this joint statement on regional cooperation on development of sustainable tourism in Sava River Basin. This is an event of great importance of all countries signing these documents. I'm especially pleased that the joint statement will be signed here in Bled, one of the most beautiful and recognizable part of Slovenia. And we also say that Bled is the symbol of Slovenia's beauties. Choosing Bled and the Festival of Water as a place to sign this joint statement is highly suitable since we are located just a short distance away from the springs of the Sava River, who then runs through Slovenia, Croatia, Bosnia, Herzegovina, and Serbia. Tourism in Slovenia is essentially based on the country's natural attraction, and also Sava River is one of those natural attractions, though still underused in tourist offers. In Slovenia, we are right now preparing a new strategy of sustainable tourism for period 2070-2021. This new strategy will have sustainable tourism planning set as a primary goal at the standard in Slovenian tourism. The new strategic vision of Slovenia tourism is: Slovenia is a green boutique global destination for demanding visitors looking for diverse outdoor experience, peace, and personal benefits. It is imperative for all countries in the Sava River Basin to actively cooperate and use all available mechanisms to implement joint activities and projects with the goal of developing sustainable tourism. I would like to thank International Sava River Basin Commission, also President Mr. Mitja Britzel, for all its work and activities, and especially for including sustainable tourism as a part of the regional cooperation on the Sava River Basin. I'm strongly confident that the joint statement that will be signed today will be a good platform for many good decisions and will yield excellent results for all partners. I wish you all a pleasant stay in Bled, and as our today's distinguished guest, Mr. Bitten said, save water, save Sava River, so we must and we will cooperate in this platform for better water tomorrow.
Thank you. And now I would like to invite the presenter of Serbia, Mr. Veljko Kovačević, Assistant Minister, Ministry of Construction, Transport and Infrastructure of Republic of Serbia.
Ladies and gentlemen, dear guests, as the last speaker for this item, I will do my best to be as short as possible. Since I'm in a little bit different situation or position comparing to my colleagues, previous speakers, because I'm coming from the transport sector, I will use this opportunity just to emphasize that today's assignment of this joint statement could be a milestone for a realization of one of the strategic goals that the Republic of Serbia defined regarding inland waterway transport, and that is the development of the cruising industry at the River Sava. Cruising industry today is very well developed at the River Danube, but we want to see that also on the River Sava. As you are aware, cruising industry requires very, let's say, attractive touristic offer in a whole River Sava region basin. And we believe that all of our countries do have that potential. For example, in addition to the strong touristic offer of the city of Belgrade, there is also a beautiful medieval fortress at the city of Shabac. Also, we have an old Roman city of Sirmium, which is today an archaeological site in the center of the city of Sremska Mitrovica. Also, we have a beautiful city of Zagreb, capital of the Republic of Croatia, which lies on the bank of the River Sava. Also, we have a beautiful nature in the hinterland of the River Sava, in a Republic of Slovenia, also Bosnia and Herzegovina. So there, we have a potential as a region, and but we also have a lot of problems. For example, we do not have passenger port terminals, neither in Shabac or Sremska Mitrovica. We have several bottlenecks for navigation along the River Sava. So there are problems we need to work, but we need potentials. We have potentials, and we believe that we will do our best that in the next maybe 3 to 5 years do everything what is possible to realize this touristic potential. At the end, I'm really honored because I will sign in the name of the Republic of Serbia this joint statement, and I wish that all countries in this basin do everything what is necessary for the sustainable development of the river tourism. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So now, please put the lights on this table where the gentleman and the lady from 4 republics that are spread along River Sava will sign this agreement, this statement. And this is also the last act of our opening ceremony today. So if you have any questions later on these gentlemen or anybody of the Sava Basin Commission, you are free to ask. Otherwise, I would invite you to our lobby to have a glass of water, maybe coffee or something else. And then we have also guests from Germany here in Bled, and they're also somehow connected with water. There are firefighter from Marburg in Germany, and they brought their brass band with them. So you are invited afterwards to join them on the concert, which they will give on the stairs in front of our festival hall. So the Feuerwehrblaskapelle aus Marburg. Let's give them a big applause for signing this very important document, which will contribute to the development of all these efforts to preserve waters in the Sava River Basin. And I will pass the microphone to Mr. Britzel to address them with a few words.
Congratulations once again. I believe it's a really important celebration now in front of us, because this is very important act to even enhance cooperation for our beautiful river Sava. And thank you both, thank you all of you for this very important act. And I would like to thank also that International Commission, Danube Commission is with us, because we heard the navigation is extremely important for the tourism, for tourist development, and the Danube Commission is taking care about the safe navigation, and this is what we are demonstrating. Synergies among the users, tourism, among the existing institutions, Danube Commission, Commission for Protection, Danube River, and among the citizens of 4 countries. Thank you once again, and now it's time to celebrate.
So, ladies and gentlemen, again, you are invited to our lobby for drink and then to participate on the concert of firefighters brass band from Magdeburg in Germany. And as it's written below, water is life, don't waste it. Thank you very much.